A tiny metal sphere rises into the dark sky, and the world holds its breath. No one knows if it will fall, vanish, or change history forever. In this moment, humanity is about to place its first artificial star above Earth, and nothing will ever be the same again. A single metal sphere, no bigger than a beach ball, changed the destiny of Earth forever. Before it rose into the night, the sky belonged only to stars, myths, and dreams. But in a secret desert, under guarded lights and silent tension, human hands prepared to send the first artificial moon into space. No one watching from the ground truly understood what would happen next. Would it fall? Explode? Disappear into darkness? Or would it whisper a new future to every living soul below? Tonight, we travel back to the moment humanity touched the edge of infinity for the first time and unknowingly began a race that would reshape power, fear, and hope across the entire planet. Long before rockets roared, the dream of reaching space lived quietly in notebooks, equations, and restless minds. Scientists imagined machines that could escape Earth's pull, but most believed it was impossible. Metal was heavy. Gravity was relentless. The sky was silent and unforgiving. Yet in hidden laboratories, calculations multiplied. Engineers studied fuel, thrust, pressure, and timing with obsessive precision. Each formula was a fragile bridge between fantasy and reality. Around the world, governments watched closely, sensing that whoever mastered the sky would command more than science. They would command fear and influence. But progress came slowly, step by step, test by test. Small rockets rose and failed. Explosions scarred the ground. Still, determination grew stronger. The dream refused to die. As global tension grew, space transformed from a dream into a strategic battlefield. Leaders realized that reaching orbit meant more than exploration. It meant surveillance, communication, and power beyond borders. Resources poured into secret programs. Facilities were built far from cities, where silence covered failure and success alike. Teams worked day and night, driven by pressure and urgency. They designed a rocket strong enough to escape Earth's gravity, yet precise enough to carry delicate instruments. Every component had to survive heat, vibration, and vacuum. Even a tiny error could destroy everything. But despite the risks, a plan emerged. A small satellite, a simple transmitter, a single mission: reach orbit and send a signal to the world. The satellite itself looked simple, a polished sphere with antennas extending like delicate arms. But inside, it carried humanity's first voice beyond Earth. A radio transmitter designed to send rhythmic pulses through the emptiness of space. Engineers tested it repeatedly. They shook it, heated it, froze it. They listened to its signal again and again. The sound was steady, alive, yet doubts remained. Would it survive launch? Would the rocket reach the correct speed? Would orbit hold it in endless motion? As the launch date approached, silence replaced conversation. Every movement became careful. Every decision carried enormous weight. Humanity stood on the edge of a new era, but no one knew if the step forward would succeed or collapse in a failure. Launch day arrived with cold air and heavy anticipation. The rocket stood upright, silent yet powerful, its surface reflecting pale light from the rising sun. Engineers checked systems repeatedly. Fuel levels stabilized. Communication lines opened. Every heartbeat in the control room seemed synchronized with the countdown clock. Outside, the sky appeared calm, unaware that history was about to begin. Inside, tension pressed against every breath. Years of work balanced on minutes. Failure would erase everything. Success would echo forever. The final countdown began. 10 on 8. No one moved. 7, 6, 5. The engines ignited with violent force. Fire erupted beneath the rocket, and slowly, impossibly, humanity's first artificial satellite began its ascent toward the unknown. The rocket pierced the atmosphere, shaking violently as it climbed higher. Inside, the satellite endured crushing forces, heat, and relentless vibration. On the ground, scientists watched signals flicker across monitors. Any moment could bring silence. Minutes felt endless. Then, stage separation occurred. The rocket shed weight and surged forward. It accelerated to unimaginable speed. Higher, faster, closer to the boundary of space. Suddenly, the final engine shut down. For a terrifying moment, uncertainty returned. Had it reached orbit? Had gravity reclaimed it? The world waited. Radios across the facility strained to capture a single sign of success. And then a sound emerged, a steady rhythmic pulse, a signal from beyond Earth's atmosphere. That simple signal traveled across the planet. It passed over oceans, mountains, and cities. Radios around the world detected the pulse. People who had never looked up suddenly stared at the sky with awe and fear. Humanity had created a new object in orbit, a man-made star moving above every nation. For some, it was a triumph of science. For others, it was a warning. If a satellite could orbit Earth, what else could follow? The world had entered a new age without warning. Yet the satellite continued its silent journey, circling endlessly, unaware of the global shock it created below. Behind the celebration, deeper consequences unfolded. Governments realized that space was no longer unreachable. It was the next frontier of competition. Funding surged. Programs expanded. Rockets grew more powerful. Satellites became more complex. The single signal from orbit ignited a race that would push humanity toward the moon and beyond. But few knew how fragile that first success truly was. The satellite had limited power. Its lifespan was short. Every orbit could be its last. Yet it continued, circling Earth again and again, marking time like a cosmic heartbeat. Days passed, then weeks. The signal weakened. Each pulse grew fainter than the last. Engineers listened closely, knowing the moment would come when silence replaced sound forever. The satellite's batteries were dying. Its mission was ending. But even as its power faded, its impact grew stronger. Humanity had proven something irreversible. Earth was no longer an isolated world. The boundary between ground and space had been crossed. When the final signal disappeared, a strange quiet followed. Not failure, not loss, something deeper. A realization that the sky would never again belong only to nature. But here is what few understood at the time. The first satellite did more than orbit Earth. It changed how humanity saw itself. For the first time, people realized their planet was a single fragile sphere in endless darkness. Borders disappeared from that perspective. Nations looked small. Conflicts looked temporary. The technology built for competition revealed a deeper truth. Earth was shared. The satellite did not speak words. Its message was clear. Humanity had stepped outside its home and glimpsed its own unity. The true twist of this moment was never about technology. It was about perspective. A small metal sphere revealed the vastness surrounding our world and the closeness between all who live on it. The first satellite did not conquer space. It revealed our vulnerability within it. And from that realization came exploration, innovation, and a new understanding of existence itself. Humanity did not just launch a machine. It launched a new chapter of awareness that continues even now. The night sky you see today still carries the echo of that first signal. Every satellite, every mission, every step beyond Earth traces back to that fragile beginning. One launch, one orbit, one moment that redefined possibility. And the question remains, if such a small object could change history, what future moment is waiting above us now? If this journey stirred your curiosity, stay with us for the next story where humanity reaches even farther into the unknown. Subscribe, and together we continue exploring the moments that changed everything.